Last time on Shadow Piece, the battle between the Devil's Luck Pirates and Fleet Admiral Sakazuki almost reached its conclusion. After William had to change out of the Share fruit into the Gargoyle Zone, their dominance came to an end. In fact, they had to go on the defensive completely, using all of their abilities to dodge, block, or deflect Akainu's magma attacks. And yet, they still continued to get hurt. The once cursed shield of Duros, known as Friend, melted in this exchange, and while some may have only seen it as a thing, an object, just another piece of armor, the Golden Knight regarded the pristine wild shield as one of his nakama. With William's gargoyle body getting reforged by the magma, and everyone's stamina coming to an end, they knew that once this onslaught of techniques was finished, they had to counterattack and end this battle. So when the Red Dog came to a stop, they were about to charge in, but both sides got interrupted as two flying people were rapidly approaching them from two different directions. How that ended has to wait for a bit longer though, as the second sin came across what could only be called their mortal enemy. On another part of Hachinosu, the Sin of Lust Cavendish, accompanied by Suleiman, met one of the 10 Titanic captains. Moron fu, if it isn't the pirate prince himself. Cavendish's face crumpled in a grotesque way when he noticed who he will have to fight. Past him would have tried to keep up a facade of beauty, but after his last battle he went through a change of character. Beauty lied in the eye of the beholder, and even he with two different eye colors could be seen as beautiful. But that woman, Katarina Devon, she was just hideous, both personality and appearance. Suleiman, stand back. I will take care of this stain that dirties our world. The Randall quickly got pulled out of its sheath, and in the blink of an eye he pierced through Katarina's body. However, there was no blood. A quick search with observation haki answered the obvious. Just come out, you hag. No kind of clone will be able to touch me anyways. Moron fu, who are you calling a hag, young man? From the top of a building, a female pirate jumped down and gently came to the ground. 9 tails were adorning her back, but they weren't simple accessories or ordinary tails, they were foxtails. This villain of a pirate had consumed the mythical zone fruit of the 9-tailed fox, one, if not the most feared yokai of legends. Compared to the past, she did get more good looking as a side effect of the fruit, but even that wasn't enough to save her. Between these two beauty pirates, not many words would be exchanged, as they already had many conversations in the past, although they never directly met each other before. With each issue of the newspaper from Morgan, they responded to each other in interviews, so they knew each other very well and despised each other for their personalities. Haki flared up on both sides, but for Devon, flames also got ignited. A certain samurai based his entire fighting style on those flames, but yet he never managed to reach their level. The foxfire immediately went after Cavendish. 8 different balls of flames shot towards him. After his battle against Lime Juice, his movement had become much more efficient, more elegant you might say. The eye of the one known as Hakuba dashed across the battlefield, gathering information so that Cavendish could come up with a plan. Clean slashes made the balls of fire dissipate, easily taking care of the first attack of the Blackbeard pirates. At least that's what he thought when he got hit in the back by one more fireball. To some, it may have been obvious that the 9-tailed fox would attack with 9 fireballs, but you can't trust what you can't see. Burn marks took over Cavendish's back, and he grunted at his carelessness. At the moment of impact, he closed his eyes. It was a simple reflex any human would have. You get hurt, and you wince. When he reopened them, however, Katarina Devon was gone. Quickly, he turned to where his follower Suleiman stood, but he also wasn't there anymore. In fact, everything around him was quiet, like the entire war just stopped all of a sudden. First things first, observation haki. No reaction. He really was all by himself. Was he teleported? Or what was the situation? Well, not his normal style. He did learn from Hyrodine that sometimes overthinking just holds you back, and you should just follow the simplest action. The Randall was still in its hands, and its edge turned pitch black once more, before the Sin of Lust started to wildly attack its surrounding. He felt the destruction of the ground, the buildings, and everything else. This place was real, that much was clear, but how could he get out? How could he return to where he once was? And what was going on the actual island of Hachinosu? With every attack, the area got more and more devastated, until a piece of glass flew in front of Cavendish's face. Huh? He was taken by surprise what he saw, and stopped instantly. This is weird. Whatever he saw confused him so much that he put away his sword and walked over to a building. Staring directly at the window, and the reflection he saw shouldn't have existed anymore. He put his hands on his beautiful face. As a person that loved himself so much, he knew every nook and cranny of it, and it all was correct, except one detail. Both of his eyes were pristine and clear sapphire blue again. No Hakuba to be seen, just Cavendish. The battle on Pulchra Island had made the two personalities live together more actively instead of switching control of each other. But now he was by himself again. Murun foo 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 foo. What a rookie to fall for such a simple trick. Back in the place where Cavendish got hit by the foxfire, Katarina Devon started approaching a sin of lust. The blonde pirate was just standing there, no reaction from getting hit by the ball of flame, and no expression in general. It was as if he wasn't really there anymore. Crescent Moon Hunter Devon took out her sword and went for the swing. It wasn't any sort of special technique or even a well-performed slash, but it still cut deeply into the chest of Cavendish. The ruffled white V-neck shirt took on a crimson color, and his blood dripped onto the ground profusely. Morun foo 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 foo, I will make your death slow. I can't even say painful as you don't feel these things anymore. Let me turn you into an ugly beast. With another swing, she wanted to add yet another scar on the spotless body of the prince. I have to stop you right there. Suleiman stepped in. He may have promised his captain not to intervene in his battle, but this wasn't a normal battle anymore. Morun foo 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 foo, you didn't even scream for him when he got hurt. What kind of follower are you? Their blades clashed against each other over and over again. Cavendish said screaming is only reserved for his fangirls when they are happy. I don't need to yell out for a simple injury. The beheader increased the strength in his grip, and on the next time their swords collided, he effortlessly unarmed the Titanic captain. And you asked what kind of follower I am? From the cup down to remove her weapon, Suleiman fluidly switched to a backhand slash going for her throat, forcing her to jump backwards. Well, that's an easy question. I am simply the best follower. This swordsman was already strong on Dressrosa, but being Cavendish's practice partner made him improve by a leap and bounds. Katarina furrowed her brows in anger, not having expected this kind of resistance from a mere subordinate. Her foxtails erupted in flames as she dashed towards him, and in unity they all swiped at him. Even the sword couldn't block the damage entirely, and he got knocked away. The self-proclaimed beauty disappointingly came to the conclusion that she couldn't enjoy disfiguring Cavendish's body, and should just finish him now. But when her tails went for the kill, Suleiman hurried back in, guarding his captain. His blade melted from the fire. Not even his haki could stop that interaction. Out of sheer disrespect, the fox lady backhand slapped the human away, making him smash into a building. In the same action, her tails went in for another attack, and yet again, Suleiman appeared in front of her, parrying some of them but getting hit by many others. Your speed is annoying, just disappear. The Titanic captain got angered, but in fact she gave the fighter the biggest compliment imaginable. His speed was the thing he wanted to improve the most. In the past he couldn't even see Hakuba, and so he began training. With one arm already out of business, his sword liquefied, and nowhere to run, he basically accepted that this next attack would kill him. But if his death could buy Cavendish even just another second to return to normal, he would take that deal. And that is the end of today's episode of Shadow Piece. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, we are now in the next battle of the Sin of Lust between the Titanic captain Katarina Devon. Even though right now Suleiman is also stepping up doing some things. I think maybe Suleiman is a bit of a forgotten character, he is not really that important, but I wanted to give him some time to shine as well. This is going to be quite the interesting fight, and I hope you look forward to seeing it unfold in the future episodes of Shadow Piece. But for now, that's all from me for today. All that to be said is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. Pyro, out. Bye!